Hey guys, it's Taylor. Welcome back for another Healy related video. On today's video, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to play for you a virtual Healy reading that I did with someone over Zoom. So I do sessions over Zoom all the time. So if you're interested in doing a session with me, this is great to watch so you can see the process. If you're a Healy partner, this is awesome to watch because you can see how to do these yourself with people over Zoom. So you can do virtual scans and show people the power of Healy. And then if you're someone who's just interested in the Healy device, at all, in this video, I explain what it is, what it does, how it works, the amazing healing benefits, and then you can watch someone go through the process of being scanned and kind of see how you see the magic of Healy come to life in this video. And so it's really awesome. This was a great session. And thank you to the kind individual who let me share this session. I have their permission. And then at the end, I show you guys the actual quantum health and healing guide that I deliver to people after I do scans with them. And it's super awesome. So I hope you guys like this video, and it's a full rundown of how you can do virtual scans. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think, and then let me know what other kind of videos you want to see with the Healy.
Hi, Heather. How are you?
I am great.
Good. It's nice to meet you. I'm Taylor.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
So I'm really excited that you're here today to do this. Thank you so much for booking a session, for taking the time to fill out the form and give me all of your information. And I'm super excited. And so what I want to ask you first is kind of tell me a little bit about what drew you to want to do this session with me today.
Well, I'm a little nervous. I don't really know what to expect. It sounded intriguing when I came across the post. I've tried everything. I struggle with really trying to manage stress efficiently. And I've tried meditation and I lack consistency and I tend to kind of get in my head and it makes meditation really hard. So I'm just looking for other resources that could help support my autoimmune disease so that I can be healthier and have, hopefully less consequences down the road with my chronic disease and kind of you know, just just whatever. I really have no idea.
Well, thank you for, being here and being open and being vulnerable and, sharing that with me, and also just having the willingness to show up and try something new. It takes a lot of courage, and so you should be proud of yourself first and foremost for that. And I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do just so you have some context. Okay, so I just want to take a minute to just kind of explain to you what it is that I'm going to do with you today, just kind of walk you through the process so that you understand and so that you can kind of know what to expect. But first, I want to ask, do you know anything about the Healy device other than what you've seen us
Nope,
post?
it looks like a little box.
Okay, so, most people, it's a relatively new company and relatively new in the United States, and they're booming right now and really getting out there. So it's a super exciting new technology. You can see it through here. You can see it's like the size of the palm of my hand. Can you see that?
Mhm.
So what it does is, in short, it's a frequency device that helps harmonize your bioenergetic field and bring your mind, body, and soul back into alignment. That's kind of like the short of what it does. But really, to explain to you what that means is that, we live in this world of matter, of things that we can see. And we're constantly perceiving our environments through things that we can see and hear and touch and taste and smell. And we're always perceiving these things through our senses. But then there's this kind of like sixth sense of, you have an intuitive feeling about something doesn't feel right, or you'll think about someone and then they'll text you or call you 2 minutes later, or you're around someone and their vibe feels off, you don't really like their vibe, or you love their vibe. These kinds of things are what we call that sixth sense, or that intuition, where we're not perceiving something that's tangible or physical, we're perceiving something that we can't see but we know it to be true. So if that's the case, we're living in this world of matter, but we're also living in this world of information and energy. And these two worlds are in constant communication with each other, but we don't always necessarily see it physically. And so what the Healy is able to do is it's able to bridge the gap between those two worlds. It's able to access that world of information and bring it into something physical and tangible that we can read and analyze and understand as it relates to our physical world. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so it has a quantum sensor that's able to access that energy field and then bridge the gap almost. You know, it kind of gives us that something tangible in between, because like you said, when you have a hard time with meditation, I do too. You know, I love meditation and I value the practice, but I'm busy. I'm sure you're a very busy person based on what you've told me. And we don't always have the time, or, you know, it's hard to sit down sometimes and really like focus on meditation and, you know, see the benefit from it. You know, I can sit there for 5 minutes and then I'll be like, okay, this isn't working, and I'll get up and get distracted and do something else. And so what I really love about this is it kind of lets you facilitate that deep cellular healing without having to almost actively participate in the process. You know, you can hook it up to yourself and then just kind of multitask and do whatever. And so it's a really great tool for people who are really busy and have a lot going on. Sometimes I'll put it on while I drive. Like, you know, it's just one of those things that you can use anywhere and not really have to think about it.
So how does it work over Zoom? Like, how is it going to know?
So the ultimate question, everybody asks that, even when I did it for the first time with someone, just like you and I are doing it right now, even being as spiritually inclined as I am, and I've had some amazing healing sessions facilitated over the phone and over Zoom through different modalities. And when I went to do this, I had that same question. I was kind of like arms crossed, like resistant, like, how does this work over Zoom? How does it know where to find me? Even being as, you know, spiritually inclined as I am, and as open-minded as I am, it's a, you know, I have to know how things work. And so the way that I like to explain it to people is that if I pick up my cell phone and I call you and I say, hey, call Heather, it's going to ring your phone and you're going to pick it up. It's not connected to a wire. This meeting that we're having right now, I can see you, you can see me. We're not connected by wires or anything, but what we're connected over is, like I was saying, that world of information. What is Wi-Fi? We can't see it, but there's something there. And if you've ever taken two magnets and put them against each other on the wrong ends and it doesn't push together, have you ever done that before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you're trying to push these two things together, and you can feel that there's something in between them that's preventing them from coming together, but you can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of how the world of energy works, is like I was saying, there's this constant communication between our physical body and this world of energy and information, but we don't, the connection is hidden from us. We cannot physically see it. And so a lot of how this works is through your intention. If you've ever heard the saying, your energy flows where your intention goes, that saying holds so much meaning. So through this session, one of the things that I would really ask of you is to really hold an intention. And when we go through the scan, I'll walk you through what that intention could look like for yourself. But that's the most important thing, is to hold an intention that you are going to receive this healing. You're going to receive these vibrations. And that's really a huge part of it. And also that kind of trust and knowing that there's something there, whether or not you really believe in the world of energy or not, kind of being open and intending to believe that somehow you and I can be connected through our energy fields. A lot of it in this beginning process is going to come from intention, and it's also going to come from trust.
Okay. This is very new.
And that's great. And that's why I love sharing it with people, because it's profoundly changed my life. And all I want to do is share it with the world and help other people receive this amazing healing through this device and through other things. And one of the things that I'll do at the end of your session is I'm going to send you specific nutrition and lifestyle recommendations based on your reading, because I get asked all the time, you know, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. You know, just tell me what to do. Just tell me what foods to eat. Just tell me how to meditate. Tell me how to do this. And people, they're so desperate for solutions. But the more information we have about what's specifically going on with you, the more accurate information we can give you. And so, you know, you said that, you know, you're not sleeping and you're not managing stress very well, and you have an autoimmune condition. And I know you said you're having some pain in your back. And, you know, you have to remember that all physical ailments, you know, unless you're like directly injured somehow, all physical ailments, they begin as an energetic disruption. And so if you can clear the energetic disruption, you can therefore heal the physical ailment. And so by reading into your energy and where you're holding blockages, I can then give you super specific information about foods you should be eating, certain routines to follow, certain spiritual practice, mental health practices, self-care practices, things that you can do in your everyday life that are based on your own energy that are going to help you clear out those energetic blockages and facilitate that healing.
All right, heal me. Let's do it.
So what I'm going to do really quick is I need to, because I want to be able to show you what I'm doing while I'm doing it so that you can actually see how the device works. So I'm going to join the Zoom meeting from my phone really quick, and it's just going to take me a second because then I'm going to share my phone screen with you.
Okay.
I think we are in business now. Okay, can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up this Healy app. And we will get right into scanning. So there's two different types of scanning that this device can do. So you can see on the screen that it says resonance analysis and aura analysis. And we're going to do both on you today. And so the difference between the two is the aura analysis is going to scan your chakra center. So are you familiar with the 7 chakra centers that we have in our body?
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah,
Vaguely
like through
familiar.
yoga and stuff.
Okay, great. And again, once we do these scans too, just so you know, I'm going to write everything down. And then after our session, I'll send you a full recap of everything. So you don't need to worry about trying to remember everything because it is a lot of information. And so I'll kind of give you that full recap at the end as well.
Good.
Yeah, no, I know it's a lot of stuff to remember. And I want you to really be present and focused as well. And so that's why I like to do that. And then the resonance analysis, that's where it's going to scan you in terms of kind of where your energetic blockages are in your actual physical, mental, and emotional bodies, where you're holding that energetic blockages. So I usually like to let people pick which one they want to do first. It does not matter. Do you have a preference?
Nope.
No? Okay, let's start with your aura scan. I like that one. All right, so I'm going to find you on here. I already inputted all of your information. Thank you so much for doing that. It just helps us be more efficient. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to record your aura. Wow, that was super fast. When it goes really fast like that, that typically means that someone's energy field isn't very dense. And sometimes I'll see it take like a minute to go through someone's energy field. So I just always find that interesting. And you can see
I guess that's good news.
all the colors. Yes, it's great news. All right, and so we're going to click analysis. Okay, so what you're looking at here is all of your chakras look great actually. So you can see on the far left is the total. It's kind of like an average of all of them. And then from crown to root, those are your 7 chakras. And so what it's giving me is on a scale of 0 to 100, how high your chakras are vibrating. And the higher is considered, we'll call it better. And during this process, I want to make sure to tell you that, we don't want to judge anything as good or bad. When we pull up these interpretations, some of them might resonate with you and you might feel a little bit like targeted, like, ooh, that's an area I need to work on. And some of them might pull up like this is, and you might feel like, oh, that's awesome. I've been working on that. And so it's not just pointing out like, oh, what's wrong with me? Really try and drop any judgment of, this is good or bad, and really just focus in on areas that you could shift your awareness to. And so I'm going to pull up your interpretation, and I just want you to know that my intention for this is to hold a safe space for you and not project anything. And so I'm going to let you read them, and then whatever resonates with you, you can take it. You can feel free to explain to me why or why not it doesn't resonate with you, or it does. But again, just kind of take what resonates and what doesn't. And my job is just kind of to hold the space for you. Okay. Okay. So let's pull up here. Okay, so I know that this can kind of look confusing at first with all the numbers and colors and letters and percentages, but what we're really going to focus on here is where it says present state description. And that's kind of the present state, what is going on in this chakra. So the very first one for root chakra, the color of your root chakra should be red, and the present state is blue. And the present state description about what's going on there is that the lack of love of mother is being felt. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, I'm currently not speaking with my mother, so that definitely resonates.
Wow. Yeah, that yeah, I would call that accurate. And again,
Yeah.
I try not to say too much here. And if you want further explanations of things, I'm happy to give them to you. But again, these are kind of where we have to take the information and kind of make our own interpretations of them of how they feel within ourselves. Okay. Are you ready for me to move forward to the next one? Do you need a minute?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this one's for the crown chakra. The crown chakra is located on the top of your head. It's your portal to the divine. The color of your crown chakra should be violet. Yours is yellow orange. And the president's state description: authorities like police, judges, teachers, and supervisors are being felt as powerful personalities and are emotionally blackmailing.
Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe just kind of what's happening in the world politically. I feel that kind of more personally, I guess, than anything specifically job related. I feel like everything that's happening with COVID
Yeah.
and in the state of
Related.
California, like Gavin Newsom, I have a pretty strong opinion of him. So yeah, I guess that resonates.
Something tells me we would agree about that. All right, I'm going to go. So I'm not going to read through all of these. There are a lot, and I'm going to send you the PDF document that lists all of these so that you can
Okay.
read through them on your own later. But I just like to go through a couple of them so that if you have questions about how to read it, and just so you can kind of get a feel for how this works and see whether or not they resonate with you. So we'll do one more. So this one is throat chakra, and the color of your throat chakra should be blue, and your present state is red. So the present state description is: the person has learned they are not allowed to accept anything. The pattern is that everything has its price, nothing is given unconditionally, or compliments become negative expressions, or the person cannot take criticism or compliments because they feel insulted or attacked by them. The person is unable to utilize this message in a constructive way, or the person doesn't listen to their intuition or their own wisdom anymore.
Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Yeah. And too, a lot of these, a lot of times I'll do this on myself too. And I've had this experience with other people as well, where something will come up and I'll read it and I'll be like, that's bullshit. I'll be like, that's bullshit. No, and then like an hour later, I'll be doing something and I'll be like, oh, that's what I was talking about. And so a lot of times these things aren't even in our conscious awareness, right? Most people are so disconnected from themselves that they don't even know what they're feeling or what they need or what emotions they're experiencing. And it's very common. And so what I love about this is that it can kind of bring things into our conscious awareness that we aren't really thinking of. And then you'll see it start to kind of play itself out because you have that awareness.
What does the 74% mean?
So the percentages that you see on here are how much in your conscious awareness it's perceiving that it is. And so
Okay.
so just as I was talking about, that one at the very beginning, if we go back, where you were like, oh my gosh, that resonates, you see that one's an 83. And then, we go down here and you're like, oh, I'm not so sure, that one's a little bit lower, it's a 74. And so it's kind of
Okay.
like that, how much in your conscious awareness is this? And so keep that in mind as you're reading through it later, and, kind of maybe take some time to reflect on it, maybe journal, maybe read it and then put it aside and don't spend too much time thinking about it. But then you'll see it pop up in your life. I've had some experiences like that with people, and some of it may
Okay.
not resonate at all, and that's okay. But yeah, for the most
Okay.
part, I think people really feel like it's pretty accurate. So what I'm going to do is, what we can actually do now is, the first thing I'm going to do so I don't lose the PDF is I'm going to send it to myself so that I can email it to you later. I'm just going to airdrop it to myself really quick. A little ding, ding, ding. And we've got it. Cool. So I'll have that to send you later. And so what I can actually do now is I can send these vibrations and these frequencies back to your aura to kind of replace what's missing or harmonize what has been out of balance. And so what I'd like to do with you is, it's going to take about 1:20. I'm going to put myself on mute so that you have quiet and you don't get any feedback from me. And for 1:20, I would just kind of invite you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and really hold an intention, whatever you kind of came into this session wanting. The intent, if you have a trouble with finding an intention, what I usually tell people is just hold your intention to receive these frequencies, to heal what needs to be healed, but you can feel free to change that to whatever resonates with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so are you ready? I'm going to put myself on mute and I'm going to start it, okay?
Okay.
How did that feel?
I didn't want to come back.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And so one thing I want to point out really quick for you, just so you, I don't know if you remember, but in the form that I had you fill out when you booked this session, when given the opportunity to select areas of your body that you felt you were having the most dysfunction, to the two things that you selected were correlated with your root chakra and your throat chakra. So you perceive that you're having physical, you know, ailments, discomfort, whatever, in specific body areas that correlate with root and throat. And two of the ones that came up in your scan as vibrating at the lowest were actually root and throat. And so I always find that interesting, kind of what we perceive before we know energetically, what we perceive as being off physically often comes up in our energetic scan as being correlated. And so I always love, you know, when that kind of happens, it's almost like validation for you of, you know, your intuition was on point. You know, I am experiencing dysfunction in these areas. And so this tool can really be used as validation of areas to focus on. So I thought I would point that out to you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it happens to most people, honestly. Even to me, I want to deny it when it comes up, but we can't. The scans never lie. All right, so what I want to do with you now is the resonance analysis. And again, this is going to point out specific areas within your physical, mental, and emotional body that you're holding any kind of energetic blockage. So on our initial scan, what's going to come up are 5 different areas that are the most resonant. And these are just kind of, you can see all of the different things that Healy can scan for, which is really cool. But I always just like to go to the bottom and click all Healy programs so that we can scan for everything and see what comes up. And so the first scan may not make a lot of sense to you when you see it, but we're going to go a layer deeper into each one and we'll be able to get more information. And so when I'm going to start this analysis, what I want you to do is hold an intention. When I hold my finger on the screen, you'll see the little bar and you'll see some waves. And this is really where that intention piece comes into play of I'm going to hold an intention for you, and then you hold an intention for yourself. And by intention, you know, what I usually tell people is to hold an intention in their mind of something like, what do I need the most right now? But again, you can feel free to alter that intention to whatever you feel best fits for you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to put my finger on the screen and we're going to start. Okay, and I'm going to write these down. Okay, so we've got learning. And again, we're going to go a layer deeper into each one of these to get more information, because, you know, you'll look at like bioenergetic 1 and you're like, what does that mean? But we will get there. We will get there.
Okay.
Chakras, fitness, and then pain, Segi. Okay, so we're going to start at the top. Again, the percentages, just kind of like in the aura scan, that's kind of how much relevancy it has for you. And so we'll start with the top and we'll work our way down. We're going to go to learning. Okay, and every time this screen comes up, this is kind of, when you see the fingerprint, that's your cue. Hold the intention, okay?
Okay.
Oh, super fast. Okay, got exam, learning system, stress, memory, and learning acute. And so one thing I have with me, my handy dandy, because I cannot memorize all of these, I have my handy dandy little thing that kind of gives further explanations into these, because I know, again, it can kind of be like, well, what does exam mean? And so I'll just kind of read these to you. So learning as it relates to exam is energetic balance to enhance relaxation during exam preparation. Okay. Okay. And then stress, I feel like, is pretty self-explanatory. Learning, bioenergetic activation is the ability to learn and retain learning. And then again, with memory, kind of along the same lines. Does any of that resonate with you?
Well, yeah, I feel like because I'm not sleeping very well, I just can't really hold an attention span and focus, on the things that I want to get accomplished. I'm struggling with taking action on some projects because I forget what I want to do, and then I have
Yeah,
difficulty with wanting to pull it out and try to put the effort into it.
got it. It makes sense. That makes sense. Well, I'm glad that it resonates. And then what I'm going to do is, again, just like we did with the aura scan, I'm going to actually send the vibrations for these specific things to you. So we'll do another
Okay.
minute and 20 seconds of that. And again, I'll put myself on mute while I send
Okay.
these vibrations so that you have to quiet. Are you ready?
Yep. Yep.
Hmm. How you feeling?
Relaxed.
Good, good. That's always a good goal.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm ready to take a nap.
Can't take a nap yet. We have more things to learn. All right, so the next one on our list, we're going to go down to bioenergetic 1. And the bioenergetics are the ones that are more related to like the physical body. So these are always very interesting to people. Okay, so I'm going to have you hold the intention again.
Okay.
Okay, we've got immune system
What? No
already
way.
already resonating with you.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Nerves, circulatory system. And then we've got hormones and intestines. How are we
Oh
feeling
my
about
gosh.
these items?
Every single one of those.
Yeah. So, and again, this is something I want to point out to you, and I have it
Oh
written
my
down
God.
in front of me, is that when you took the original questionnaire, when I mentioned to you that you chose areas of the body, for root chakra, one of the things within root chakra is your immune system. And so, and when your crown chakra came up in your reading as well, that relates to the central nervous system and nerves and things like that. And so I always find it so interesting how correlated what comes up in your resonance scan is related to what comes up in your chakra scan, because that's proof that our physical bodies and our energetic bodies are connected. And so I think it's a really powerful
Wow.
visualization for people.
Yeah, this is fascinating.
Yeah. So again, I want to send you these vibrations for these things. And then, if you are interested, if you actually get a Healy device, what you'll be able to do when you have it in your hands is you'll be able to go to a different app where you pull up the programs for these specific things. And then you hook yourself up to it with these electrodes. And
Oh,
then it
wow.
actually delivers the microcurrent frequencies to you to facilitate the cellular healing in these areas. So one thing I really like to tell people when we get to this physical part is that people will look at this and they'll start to freak out, and they'll be like, oh my God, am I sick? Am I dying? Do I need to go to the doctor? And do I have cancer? Is something wrong with my heart or my lungs? And while I would never advise you, going against going to your doctor if you feel like something's wrong with you, what we're looking at here is where you're holding energetic blockages, where you might be holding on to some trauma or some stuck energy. And so don't freak out and think like, oh my God, I'm dying and something's wrong with me. It's again, going back to that all physical ailments begin as energetic disruption. So if we can get in there and clear the energetic disruption, we're going to be able to then facilitate this cellular healing to be able to heal these physical ailments. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so just don't be scared is I guess what I'm
Got it.
saying.
Got it.
Okay, so we're gonna send these vibrations to you as long as you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put myself on mute. Okay, okay, perfect. Next. All right, so the next one on our list is chakras. Let's find that one. Be interested to see what comes up. All right, hold that intention for me. All right, we've got crown chakra first. That came up in your scan last time. Solar plexus. And I'm going to write these down. And then if you're not that familiar with the chakras, part of what I'm going to send you is an explanation of all the chakras. And so you'll be able to kind of look at this and cross-reference that chakra guide so that you can kind of look more into what these all mean.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to send these vibrations to you as well. We're just sending you all the vibes, girlfriend. We're going to heal you right up. All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
Right. How are you feeling at this point in the process? We've got 2 more to go.
Really fascinated. I'm just kind of like, wow.
Good. Good. I love that. All right. The next one we're going to do is fitness. I always hate when this one comes up to, I'm always like, screw you, man.
Yeah, that might be one that I've definitely been lacking.
Yeah, well, me too. You're not alone. All right. Hold that intention for me. A little bit denser energy on that one. All right. So for fitness, we've got weight, strength, regeneration. And again, just to reassure you, there are further explanations for each of these things that come up. And when I send you everything, I will send you what these all mean. Regeneration, if you're in deep relaxation, I always find it interesting when these ones come up, because if you are not sleeping right now, this tells me that your body needs some rest. It always comes up when people tell me that they're not rested or they're feeling really tired. These 2 always come up.
Right now.
Right, you're yawning in the middle of our session. All right, we're gonna do the vibrations for these.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, we got one more. We're gonna get into the pain psyche here. So this is kind of that mental, emotional body that's coming up here. So we're gonna see.
Okay.
All right, this is our last one. One more time, hold that intention. That one went real fast. Okay, we've got migraine, anxiety, chronic pain.
Wow.
Oh, chronic back pain. You were just telling me that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Interesting,
I've been
right?
struggling with a little depression over the last couple of days. Yeah, chronic pain in my back. Anxiety has definitely been increased, and I actually have a headache right now.
Wow. Well, it came up as your first one too, so that's super
Wow.
interesting, isn't it?
That's crazy.
I'm telling you, the scans don't lie. All right, we're gonna do one more round of vibrations.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay,
Wow.
so I am going to switch back to being the host. Stop sharing.
Oh, there we go.
Meeting. There we go. There I am. All right. So is there any, questions that came up, something you want to share about your experience, something you want to know more about, anything like that?
I mean, this has been unbelievable. I can't believe the accuracy of the things that came up. Especially that first thing that you did with the chakras and
Yeah.
the emotional stuff that kind of came up with that, and definitely all of the physical stuff. That's just all of those things. So wow. So like if I were to buy the device, then I would be able to just use those electrodes and
Yep. And so there's a second app. And so you'd be able to, so there's 4 different models. The one that I was using on you is called the Resonance. It's the highest model. It's the only one that has that self-scanning capability. And it's obviously the most expensive therefore. And so I always recommend that one because you can scan yourself to see kind of where these things are. And then you can go into the other app and you can hook yourself up, like I said, with these electrodes. You actually attach the Healy to yourself, and then it delivers microcurrent frequencies for whatever program you choose. And so, for example, if you ran a scan and it comes up immune system, you can open the app, hook the Healy up to yourself, choose the immune system program. They're anywhere from 20 to 60 minutes long, and it will just facilitate that cellular healing for you while you can do the dishes or fold the laundry or chase the kids around or whatever else it is that you're doing.
Wow. Are there any kind of like side effects that happen?
So yeah, that's one thing I wanted to mention to you before we sign off, because it can even happen after this session. It's something called purging.
Okay.
And what purging is it's your body letting go. Think of it almost like your body detoxing. So
Okay.
if you think about how, if you have these energetic blockages and traumas that are stored in your cells, and we're going in and we're flushing them out, you may experience flu-like symptoms, being emotional for no reason, crying, tiredness, fatigue. You, on the other end of the spectrum, you could experience something like extreme bliss for no reason, just kind of these like emotional, mental, physical things that kind of come at you out of nowhere. Migraines, trouble sleeping. You might want to sleep longer. You might want to eat everything. You might want to eat nothing. And so really what you want to focus on in these next couple of days after our session, and when you are even using the Healy on yourself, is really, really hydration, good nutrition, making sure you're getting proper rest, being gentle with yourself, leaning into self-care, not judging yourself if emotions come up out of nowhere. The first time that when I got my Healy and I started using it on myself, I was emotional for no reason and I was crying and I was like, what's wrong with me? And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm purging. And so it allowed me to be kind of more gentle with myself. And then, at one extreme, I started running the really deep programs on myself and I got a sinus infection. And
Oh,
so that's,
wow.
your body purges in different ways and it happens differently for everyone. But just know that I'm here for support as well. If something's happening to you that you don't understand or you're not sure if it's purging or what's going on, you can always email me, send me a message, and I'd be more than happy to talk it through with you too.
Okay. And is this something I could like use on my daughters? Like could they use it?
Yeah, absolutely. And so you can scan other people, as you saw, I'm
Mm-hmm.
scanning you, you can scan yourself, you can scan animals, you can scan cars, buildings, groups of people. It has the capability to scan really, because everything is made up of energy, right? And so if it's
Right.
made up of energy, we can scan it. And
Oh,
so you
wow.
can use it on your daughters. They can hook themselves up. You can program them into the system. You can even send vibrations their way without them knowing. Once they're programmed in, you can just be like, here's a little boost for you. Maybe she calls you and gives you some trouble and you'll just be like, you don't say anything, but then you'll be like, I'm just going to send you some good vibes.
That's awesome. Wow. Well, this has been really fascinating. I appreciate you taking the time to walk me through everything and show me all the visuals. And it's definitely something I am really considering. I'm very fascinated. And I guess I will look forward to receiving more information from you on how to take
Absolutely.
this information and start taking some action to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send you everything you need. I'll send you more information on the Healy. I'll send you videos about how it works if you're curious, more of the deeper science behind it. I can send
Okay.
you videos that explain, how it connects with the quantum field if you, because I know you're more of a spiritually inclined person. And so
Hmm.
I think you'd be really fascinated by that just for your own research. And then I'll send you again your packet of everything, what came up in your scan, the deeper explanations behind it, the specific actions you can take with nutrition, with sleep, with everything in your life for your specific health and healing to get you
Awesome.
feeling amazing.
Well, thank you, Taylor. This has been a pleasure, and I definitely have a lot to think about today. So
Yes,
thank
you
you
do.
so much. And I'll look forward to getting that email from you.
All right. I'm sending you good vibes.
All right, so I just wanted to take a second to show what it is that I send people after their session with me. So, based on your reading, we can get a lot of information about what you can do to help start facilitating healing and clearing out energetic blockages in your body and in your cells and from your energy field. And so, I send a personalized, what I call quantum health and healing guide. And this is just an example. I'm just going to scroll through it really quick. I'm not going to really like stop on the pages or anything. But it's really like a comprehensive guide of like what came up in your results and what came up in your aura scan, and then based on that, like all the different things that you can do, crystals, yoga poses, your human design, like really everything that I give you based on your scan so that you can start actually healing. And it's super specific and customized to you. And so if you are someone who isn't ready to invest in Healy for yourself yet, and you just want to know where your energetic blockages are and then be able to have specific action steps, this is a great place to start. So if you want to get in my calendar for one of these, the link is in the description on this YouTube video. It'll say book a session with Taylor, and you just click it, and it's super low cost, very affordable, and yeah, let's get you healed.